very important factor actually, that is Janam, that is followers. So, people in this world think all these factors. This are kept here because these are maybe mode of goodness people may be able to think, but they think this to be a intermediate success to get these things, right? People think, okay, you should be disciplined so that you can attain this. You should have little peace of mind so that you can work harder for these things, right? So hence, I would not say this they are calling as goal of life, right? In the modern day, success, the definition of success. Certainly, this is considered as goal of life for those who are in mode of goodness in the Vedic society, which is also not the ultimate goal. But in Vedic society, mode of goodness, people will say, okay, if you are just following the discipline, you are success. Whether you gain anything, any of these things or not, doesn't matter. Like dharma, like that. So that is mode of goodness. So very important is that in our lives, we should not be misled by people defining all this as success, right? And in that way, we should not create these definitions in our lives. We have to understand the real success is not success. Real success is not success. Real success is
satisfaction of spiritual life.
I like the secret of this real success. How to make this happen? But what is that real success? What is the real success? But there is a secret. This is how you will attain this real success. But what we should write here? Mercy of God. I like all that also. It's the right answers, but they are surrounding this answer.
Service to God.
Loving relationship.
Huh?
Loving relationship. Loving relationship without loving.
Nothing. It's the right answer. Not centered around this one thing. So इसीलिए सेंटर में कर दिया उसको. All of you don't know. I have spoken so many times. Still आप लोग भूल जाते हैं. इसीलिए मैं क्लास लेता हूँ.
Unlimited happiness.
You're right. Real success is to please. We should understand that this is the real success of life. So in all our efforts, we have to always see that we act in a way that we are pleasing Krishna. And yes, we please Krishna by satisfying. The secret of pleasing Krishna is satisfaction of spiritual master, because what do we know what Krishna wants? You can't create your own ideas. So we should take decisions in our lives that how I should think, act and speak, based on what will make me successful. In this world, everyone think, act and speak in a way what will make him successful. So we should first understand the real definition of success. This is not, this is, and then act, think and speak in a way that will actually make us successful. And we should not be carried away by these superficial things which are considered success. Obviously yesterday, the katha which we had, a nice 2 hours katha in the cinema hall. Beautiful katha. Actually, the katha was primarily focused on the as we were discussing, true love story. Right? Every movie is centered around some love story. Right? So here is a real love story and a true love story. All other love stories are foolish stories, focused on this so-called success, and ultimately it ends up in nothing. It's a zero. At the end of the day, it's all zero. Right? Whether a person becomes a big famous, all other movies are practically based on maybe getting some of these successes. But it's all waste. But yesterday we saw that how a devotee is focused on that real success and is not shaken up. Shaken up by so many things. So how we can progress on the path of that real success and what all we should be doing, we'll try to little bit understand. And obviously this thought is coming, what just now I spoke is coming from a certain thing which I may or may not share, I don't know. But let's see how we proceed. But today we wish to discuss on what a great fortune we have received. This is one side point I am telling, but this is a central point for our lives. Okay, so because one thing I can guarantee, all of us are entering into a preaching field, and in preaching field, I'll share why I said this. We are going for preaching. When we are going out for preaching, we should remember and focus on why are we preaching? Why are you preaching? To get wealth, right? Maybe if you preach to people who are wealthy, you can get a lot of wealth from them. You preach to people in such a way that you become very famous, right? You preach to people by preaching, you get power, right? You become superior, right? They will be your subordinate. You can have power and influence and position over others. I am your mentor, you are mentee. Right? You can have power, position. I'm preaching for that purpose. Preaching maybe because you'll be very attractive. You can speak present in such a way that the opposite sex can be attracted to you. Preaching so that happy family. Preaching so that you can have a good health. Maybe you get some servants who can take care of your health. Preaching so that I will learn and understand scriptures and everything in such a way that I'll become very scholarly and learned. Preaching so that you can have a lot of followers and you can just see people around me. So you have to see, if these are the motivations, then surely we have gone astray already. अगर ऐसा थॉट्स आ रहे हैं तो हम ऑलरेडी प्रीचिंग से बाहर हो गए. ठीक है, ये प्रीचिंग नहीं है. ठीक है, प्रीचिंग इज ओनली फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ प्लीजिंग कृष्णा. Right? Because Krishna wants. So we are simply just like Prahlad Maharaj is saying. He is so fearless, so fearless. Right? So fearless. He was preaching even the executors, and the people who were trying to throw him down. He was very affectionately and lovingly, and not knowing, even thinking and understanding that just I am going to die now. If this is what Krishna wants, I will die. This body, I will leave this body. That's all. No issues. And that's not a problem. What Krishna wants, that's what should happen. And so in that way, a devotee is focused on the real ultimate success of life. Hence, in preaching, when we have this one focus, we should understand that obstacles will come, and sometimes obstacles may be beyond our ranges. Just like Prahlad got a big obstacle of Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad thinks of having a combat with Hiranyakashipu, by himself. He don't stand anywhere, right? There's no standing. But so in that way obstacles will be there, like Hiranyakashipu. But a devotee should never deviate, from the path of Krishna consciousness and attempt to pleasing Krishna in whatever problems and difficulties come. So in that way, when we are going out for preaching, the most important thing is the sincerity of purpose. Right? And so that's why we are talking of the purpose. Right? So to maintain sincerity of purpose. Even while we go through so many different kinds of difficulties and obstacles, is a real success. What is that sincerity of purpose? To please Krishna. Right? Thank you very much. One class is over. I am now going to have class number 2. Any questions on this? किसी का कोई प्रश्न है? एक क्लास मैंने खत्म कर ली. Now I will explain you the fortune, the good fortune of what we are receiving as we are going out for preaching. We are reading from Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 2, text number 1. जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद, जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद, जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद, जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद, They're open, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 2, text 1. So, everyone can see it. Shri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande, Shri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande, Balopi Yadanugraha, Tarena Matagraha, Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram. Anyone like to recite?
Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Vande,
Shri Chaitanya Prabhu Vande,
Balopiya Anugraha,
Balopiya Anugraha,
Tare Nana Matagraha,
Tare Nana Matagraha,
Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram,
Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram.
Word to word meaning. Shri Chaitanya Prabhum,
Shri Chaitanya Prabhu,
to Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
Vande,
Vande,
I offer obeisances. Bala, an ignorant child. Api, even. Yat, of whom. Anugrahat, by the mercy. Taret, may cross over. Nana, various. Mata, of theories. Graha, the crocodiles. Vyaptam, filled with. Siddhanta, of conclusions. Sagaram, the ocean. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. I offer my obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even an ignorant child can swim across the ocean of conclusions about the ultimate truth, which is full of crocodiles of various theories. Purport. By the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even an unexperienced boy with no educational culture can be saved from the ocean of nescience, which is full of various types of philosophical doctrines that are like dangerous aquatic animals. the philosophy of Buddha, the argumentative presentations of Jnanis, the yoga system of Patanjali and Gautama, and the systems of philosophers like Kanada, Kapila, and Dattatreya are dangerous creatures in the ocean of nations. By the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can have real understanding of the essence of knowledge by avoiding these sectarian views and accepting the lotus feet of Krishna as the ultimate goal of life. Let us all worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for his gracious mercy to the conditioned souls. Haribo. Any questions?
कपिला है वो एथिस्टिक कपिला का बात है.
I know that purport पर तो आपको ये सब questions आएंगे. So that's why maybe I first little bit explain about this is atheistic Kapila, yes. So there are 6 systems of philosophy what Prabhupada is talking here. You know, Siddhanta, you know, Siddhanta Sagaram, Vyaptam Siddhanta Sagaram. So there are so many philosophies. Even within the Vedic realm, there are 6 systems of philosophy. And these 6 are Patanjali, Gautama, Kanada, Kapila, Dattatreya, and Jaimini. So all these personalities have written a certain kinds of philosophies. Okay, right? This Kapila is atheistic Kapila, and actually many of them, these people became devotees later on, you know. But the kind of philosophy they have propagated. Once I also heard that these are all disciples of Vyasadeva, and Vyasadeva told them that think of a philosophy. ऐसा philosophy जाओ, एक अलग कोने में जाओ, एकदम पूरी creation के बारे में और सब चीज़ के बारे में कुछ philosophy सोचो, एकदम speculate करके कुछ आओ. So they all came with the 6 systems of philosophy, right? With all arguments which all defy God. Okay, these are all atheistic philosophies. Okay, in essence they are atheistic. Okay, they may look like, you know, look like talking very nicely, but ultimately they are all super atheistic, which defies God. So and then Vyasadeva refute all of them. So that was the whole plan. That how the ultimate philosophy of Bhagavad philosophy is a philosophy which is the absolute philosophy of accepting the Supreme Lord and defeats all the other 6 systems. And that's why it is said, a person who can defeat these 6 systems of philosophy, you know, is a person who should, you know, preach Krishna consciousness, right? You know, this is there in first canto, first chapter, text number, I think 7. 1.1.7, you will find this statement. And the eligibility of sitting on Vyasasana. There you'll find this Jnani Ved Vedam Shrestho Bhagwan Badrayana Anne Cha Munaya Sota Pravara Vidu. Yeah, here in this purport, 1.1.7 purport it comes. Being the eldest learned Vedanta Suta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is incarnation of Godhead, and you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge. Prabhupada explains the purport. Srimad Bhagavatam is a natural commentation on Brahma Sutra, on the Badrayani Vedanta Sutras. It is called natural because Vyasadeva is author of both Vedanta Sutra and Srimad Bhagavatam, or the essence of all Vedic literatures. Beside Vyasadeva, there are other sages who are the authors of 6 different philosophical systems, namely Gautama, Kannada, Kapila, Patanjali, Jaimini, and Ashtavakra. Theism is explained completely in Vedanta Sutra. Whereas in other system of philosophical speculations, practically no mention is given to the ultimate cause of all causes. One can sit on Vyasasana only after being conversant in all systems of philosophy, so that one can present fully the theistic view of Bhagavatam in defiance to all other systems. Srila Suta Goswami was a proper teacher, therefore the sages at Naimisharanya elevated him to the Vyasasana. Srila Vyasadeva is designated here in personality of Godhead because he is authorized, empowered incarnation. So through this verse we can understand that And some of you are going to give device sessions, right? So to be able to give device session means to be able to sit on Vyasasana. Right? To give device session, one need to defeat the 6 systems of atheistic philosophy. Right? So much, and you may say that Roji, ये 6 system किसको पता है? Once you enter into this, you'll find all modern sciences is offshoots, tiny. मतलब, if you understand their theories, these 6 systems, you'll find that modern day atheism कुछ भी नहीं है, चीटी भी नहीं है. They're just one tiny portion. Like for example, परमाणुवाद. There is a philosophy of Kannada. So परमाणुवाद का एक tiny portion, परमाणुवाद जो फिलॉसफी है बहुत स्ट्रांग है. वो उसको सुन के आप सब बिल्डर हो सकते हैं. कोई भी फिलॉसफी इतना भयंकर है. मायावाद के बारे में बोलते हैं. मायावाद इज द लास्ट फिलॉसफी. अमॉन्ग दिस 6 are also in sequence, and the last is Mayavad. So these are so dangerous philosophies, that anyone can be bewildered by these philosophies. And Parmanuvad is one of the modern science. जो atom सब कुछ एटम से आया, बिग बैंग, ये सब उसी में आ जाता है. ऐसा नहीं है बिग बैंग साइंटिस्ट लोग ने निकाला है, ऑलरेडी निकाला हुआ रखा है. ठीक है, और उसको रिफ्यूट भी करके रखा है. सो शास्त्रों में सब कुछ ऑलरेडी है. एंड एनी अदर थ्योरी दे विल कम अप विद, यू विल फाइंड दैट विल बी पार्ट एंड पार्सल ऑफ वन ऑफ दिस 6 ओनली. कुछ इसके बाहर नहीं जाएगा. बिकॉज इट इज सेड दैट व्हाट इज दैट, व्यास उच्छिष्ट जगत सर्वम. Jagat Sarvam, there's a saying like that Vyacha Uchishtam. Uchishtam मतलब remnants. Jagat Sarvam. इस जगत में जो कुछ नॉलेज है, कुछ भी नॉलेज ले लो, कोई भी रिसर्च पेपर निकाल लो कि ये मैंने ये नया रिसर्च पेपर पब्लिश कर दिया, व्यास उच्छिष्टम, वो सब ऑलरेडी व्यासदेव का कहीं लिखा रहेगा. आप उसको ढूंढेंगे तो आपको पता लग जाएगा कि ऑलरेडी सब किया हुआ है. ठीक है, सब कुछ भी नया नहीं है. सब व्याच उच्छिष्टम. नथिंग यू कैन फाइंड न्यू. सो लाइक दैट. हाँ, ये सब है. दिस इज ऑल नथिंग. दिस इज, सी, आई वाज डिस्कसिंग विथ होम, आई वाज टेलिंग दैट लास्ट टाइम Buddha came, this Kali Yuga Buddha came because of this thing, but another time Buddha came because what happened, this mentioned in Bhagavatam, that one of the kalpas Buddha comes in Kali Yuga, because what was happening in Kali Yuga, the advancement has become so much that people were going to other planets and creating disturbance in other planets, from here. बहुत ज़्यादा इंटरप्लेनेटरी डिस्टर्बेंस कर रहे थे, तो बुद्धा केम टू स्टॉप ऑल दैट. सो दैट वे यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजी कुछ भी नहीं है. अभी तक जितना एडवांसमेंट हुआ है वो बहुत ही कम है. ठीक है, ये सब AI जो भी चल रहा है अभी कुछ हुआ नहीं, सफिशिएंट नहीं है. एंड ऑल दिस वाज ऑलरेडी गिवन व्हेन, if you read Mahabharata, you will find that when Arjuna helped Maya Danava, there's a pastime of Khandava forest, that Agni was hungry for the Khandava and Indra didn't want it, and so then Krishna protected, and Krishna let Agni eat the whole Khandava, but there Maya Danava was there, so Arjuna protected Maya Danava, and then Maya Danava was very, very grateful to Arjuna, and that time Maya Danava said, I'll give you Yantra Vidya, that means which includes all the laptops and the best of the AI devices and everything, that included all that. Say, I want to give this. And Arjuna was thinking, and before Arjuna could think anything, Krishna said, this is only for Kali Yuga Vasis, don't take it. This is very dangerous. Kali Yuga Vasi will use these things. So he rejected Maya Danava's offer. And then he told Maya Danava, okay, you want to help us? Make a beautiful Indraprastha. तो उसी खांडवा फॉरेस्ट में माया दानव ने इंद्रप्रस्थ बहुत सुंदर एक महल बनाया, सिटी बना दिया पूरा. सो लाइक दैट ही वाज द आर्किटेक्ट ऑफ द डीमंस, वेरी पावरफुल पर्सनैलिटी. सो एनीवेज, कमिंग बैक, yeah. So all I wanted to say, because time is very less, so all I wanted to say that it's so very important, coming back to the point, it's so very important that we defeat these 6 systems of philosophy, and understand and not get carried away. You know? So how is it possible? It is possible, as today we just now read this verse, Shri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Balopiya Tanugraha. By Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, who can cross over this? These all philosophies I was saying very, very dangerous. They are compared to crocodiles, big crocodiles. All and these crocodiles are where? In the ocean. Radheshyam Prabhu that was explaining this thing. There's a huge ocean, let's say. Huge ocean is there, and this ocean is filled with man-eating crocodiles. And सब मुंह ऐसे खोल के बैठा हुआ है, भरा हुआ है crocodiles से. और वहाँ पर एक छोटा सा बच्चा, है ना, newborn baby, maybe 2 years old or 5 years old, and he is told, now you have to walk and cross over this ocean. आपको चल के जाना है. What do you think is a hope for him? But here is saying, बालो भी, एक छोटा बच्चा भी आराम से इसको क्रॉस कर देगा, इस बड़े भयंकर ओशन को. किससे? श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु के पास. So this is what is our hope. If we really understand this philosophy, this is second chapter. Second chapter is filled with intense philosophy about this tattva of Krishna. Krishna tattva, very intense chapter. So if someone understands the tattva properly in the line of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just like actually we have all understood, this whole device session is nothing but, in simple words, in a scientific words, refutation of all these 6 systems of philosophy. Haribol. Right? Right. Actually, it refutes so powerfully each and everything. You may not even realize what you are doing. Right? And hence you may say that, Prabhu, अभी आपने बोला 6 सिस्टम को डिफीट करने वाले ही व्यासासन में बैठ सकता है, तो मैं क्या बैठ सकता हूँ? आंसर है yes, if you are preparing device sessions properly. Haribol. Why? Because device sessions are actually, how they are refuting, that's another science. That is another topic. Some other day I will have to explain you first the 6 systems, and then I will have to explain you that how device session refutes everything. Right? So that's another topic. We are not entering into that. But device session is so powerful. It is so powerful that it actually protects you and others in such a simple and lucid way. You don't have to. It just gives you a powerful, strong logics, right, to bring a person out. And this material world is fully filled with so many deviations. So now I'd like to ask you, or maybe discuss with you. You can speak more on these topics. You can elaborate. I'll speak some principles and you can think deeply and elaborate on it. So, in general, the spiritual life is so very rare. The first distraction, go like this. The first distraction itself is the propaganda of so-called success, or I would say of material happiness, which doesn't exist. Material and happiness, contrary word. Material means illusion, which has no connection with God, that is illusion. And happiness means which we are hankering for. So how can one be happy with some illusion? Just like that day we were discussing, like, suppose you have been given a halwa in your hand, but that halwa is illusion. Actually, there is no halwa. How can you be happy with that? Just वो जैसे ऐसे वो कहते हैं रेज होता है ना, लेज़र से बनाते हैं, लेज़र से बनाते हैं ना, होलोग्राम. लेज़र से बनाते हैं ना, अभी वो आया भी था SF में शायद ना, कुछ वो बनाता है स्काई में कुछ हाँ, और एकदम लगता है कि अरे ये अभी स्काई में ये है वो है, पर क्या है वो, वहाँ जाएंगे कुछ है नहीं ठीक है नहीं, कुछ सब्सटेंस नहीं है वो, ठीक है, जस्ट दिखाई दे रहा है, आँखों को दिखाई दे रहा है, पर है कुछ नहीं. दिस कॉल्ड इल्यूजन. So material happiness is like that, or in the scriptures it is said Akash Pushpa. Akash Pushpa means the flowers which grows in the sky. Sky में flowers grow होता है. Flowers तो जमीन पे grow होता है ना, sky में थोड़ी ना होता है. या फिर another is Prabhupada used to say about in Bengali they say घोड़ा dim. घोड़ा dim means egg. घोड़ा means horse, egg of the horse. तो वो बोलते हैं कि अरे अच्छा इसका मुर्गी का अंडा इतना बड़ा है तो घोड़े का अंडा कितना बड़ा होगा, है ना तो बड़ा अंडा होगा नहीं, तो इसको कहते हैं घोड़ा डिम. होता है घोड़ा डिम होता है क्या? होता ही नहीं ना, ऐसा कुछ चीज़ एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करता है ना. सो लाइक दैट. So like the material happiness means that only. So first thing is that the propaganda that there is something like that. Propaganda that you can win, you can be successful. This also can be compared to the mangoes in the reflection. And everyone is thinking, oh, I will jump and I'll get these mangoes. And he is thinking, oh, you don't know how to get the mangoes. I will jump and get the mangoes. And here on the bank of this river, everyone is jumping to get the mangoes. And on the bank of the river there are bookstalls also, saying 101 ways to jump in the water in such a way that you can get the mangoes. and in that way, so many things going on. This whole existence where everyone is jumping and trying to get the mango. Who will be successful? No one. There's no mangoes there. यहाँ पर कोई mango है क्या? Foolish people. Unless until a devotee comes here and preaches them, Hare Krishna Prabhus, we have a good news for all of you. What is the good news? We are going to distribute mango. Oh, I know how to get mango. We don't want your help. No. We are going to tell real mangoes. What real mangoes? We know where is real mangoes. We are able to see it. No. We'll uplift your consciousness. Please come with us. Chant and dance. ठीक है चलो chanting dancing अच्छा लग रहा है. Attend device sessions. And then you show them the mango. So without that there is no hope. So, and there are many books of deviation. So now first thing is that material happiness is what is propaganda is being done. So that is the first biggest distraction, that people don't even think of spiritual life. The way the three modes of material nature deviates people, hardly anyone think about that I have to practice spiritual life. Right? Yes or no? लोग सोचते हैं क्या भौतिक जगत में ये जो सक्सेस हमने देखा, इस सक्सेस को इतना ज़्यादा हाइप किया जा रहा है as if this is substance, that people don't even think that there should be, or I should think about spirituality. Right? Correct? So this is itself a biggest deviation or distraction for our preaching in Krishna consciousness, or for ourselves also to become a devotee. Then the next level is that now suppose someone says, oh, I know that it is all illusion, right? Because I have attempted so many things, so I am looking for a spirituality. Okay. So what do you think happens to such a person? First of all, this is the propaganda of so-called happiness. You don't need spirituality. पहला तो यही है जो अभी मॉडर्न कलयुग में सबसे हाईएस्ट है, ठीक है. But then still there are people, because why there are such people? Because they are able to see there is no substance. They have tried, attempted, and they are seeing that खालीपन मेरा बढ़ ही रहा है, कुछ हो नहीं रहा है. Somehow or the other they are looking for a spirituality. What happens to them?
They come to Mayavad.
So what all things they can go to? Mayavad, Sahajiya. What else? What is that? Material life in garb of speciality. What? क्या हुआ? So, what is his philosophy? Mayavad नहीं है. Yeah, that is another thing. That is like duty, work is worship, and all this kind of substandard, dharma. Some people may talk of dharma also, but this is all substandard. बहुत fortunate कोई हुआ तो कम से कम ये this is like you can say is also cheating as per Bhagavatam. This is called as Kaitava dharma, or cheating religion. This is religion only. This will be quoted from the Vedas and everything, but actually this is cheating because surrender to God is not there. There is no surrender to God. There is all God को just avoid करके आप धर्म की बात करते रहो. So इसलिए भागवतम कहता है वो क्या cheating है. सब cheating चल रहा है. So what is that? जे कुछ चले, there is one verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita that in the name of religion in this world, whatever goes on, Bhagavad kahe that chale. It is simply a cheating. Bhagavatam says जो भी धर्म के नाम पे इस जगत में जो कुछ भी चलता है, Bhagavatam says that is all cheating. There is a verse in CC says like that. Okay, yes. So all that so-called cheating religion going on in this world. Now, Shunyavad is a very, very prominent philosophy in the modern time, which is actually, in simple word, you can say, what is that? Atheistic scientist. Atheistic scientists are extremely attracted to Shunyavad. In the Western world, Buddhism is very, very prominent and very considered as very scientific. Why? Because Buddhism helps you to say that there is no God. Scientists feel very happy to accept this philosophy and utilize all that. Atheistic scientists. I am not saying scientist, because a real scientist should be open to the truth. These are not real scientists. These are scientists that are like close-minded. They have already made up their mind that there is no God, and now they want to do research to prove that there is no God. This is not called science. Science means you should be open. Right? Open-minded, like Kelvin said. If you go deep into the science, you'll be forced by the science to believe in God. Or another person said, another scientist said that little science make you atheist, but more of it, you're forced to believe in God. Like that. You go deeper and deeper, then it's like very clear. Wow. Just like evolution, chemical evolution, that way we are saying. If you just talk little bit, chemical evolution looks like, yeah, maybe everything came, But go little deeper, you'll find, wait a minute, what we're talking, what is a cell made up of? What is structure of cell, and what's happening inside it? There are molecular machines which are working, there is replication of DNA, RNA. Wow, what's happening out here? One cell is like a big universe, And what kind of mechanisms going on? Hey, wait a minute, And they're coding, inside in the cell there are coding going on, There this, what is that called as, DNA and DNA RNA coding is going on, So it's a powerful machine. क्या चल रहा है? पूरा universe ही है अंदर, Once you understand, then this can't be by chance. Sorry, there has to be some intelligent person who did all this thing. So more of a science is, like so. Okay, Anything else?
Prabhu, worshipping demigods is all and all.
No. Demigod worship is part of this only, cheating religion. Okay. Demigod worship. In the name of Dharma. Basically they are saying that they are following the scriptures, but actually they are not understanding the essence of the scriptures superficially. So that's why demigod worship is part of this only. Duty, do your duty. Obviously, karma mimamsa is against demigod worship. Maybe I can keep the demigod worship separately. Maybe I'll put this as more as karma mimamsa. Karma mimamsa means अच्छे कर्म का अच्छा फल होता है, बुरे कर्म का फल बुरा होता है. फिलॉसफी ये तो सही फिलॉसफी है ना. इसको आप इधर क्यों डाल रहे हैं? डेविएशन सही फिलॉसफी बोला.
वो अच्छा नहीं है.
लेकिन उसमें क्या बोलते हैं कि बस इसके आगे कोई फिलॉसफी नहीं है. कर्म मीमांसा मीन्स बस कर्म ही करो. भगवान कुछ नहीं कर सकते. डेमिगॉड्स कुछ नहीं कर सकते, उनमें कोई शक्ति नहीं है. आप जो कर्म करोगे ना उसका फल देना ही पड़ेगा उनको. सो आप बस अच्छे कर्म पे फोकस करो और आप उनको अच्छा फल देना पड़ेगा. वो कंपलसरी है, उनको करना ही पड़ेगा ऐसा, है ना. तो जीवन का लक्ष्य क्या है? लक्ष्य बस इटर्नली यहीं पर चक्कर काटो, अच्छे कर्म करते रहो और अच्छा फल भोगते रहो, बस. फिर उसके बाद कुछ नहीं. ऐसे जीवन चलता रहेगा हमेशा हमेशा के लिए. परपेचुअल मटेरियल लाइफ इज कॉल्ड कर्म मीमांसा फिलॉसफी. Right. There is no God. There is no need of God in karma theory. Actually, these are all very strong philosophy. This is Karma Mimamsa is by Jaimini. So very strong philosophies. But its refutation hai, you know. There's a lot of refutation. We discussed in even there also. Karmavad. This is also Karmavad. But that's not true because it's not always that only karma works. There is Daiva also which works. Okay. Karmavad, Daiva, both are wrong. The right is the Vaishnava philosophy. Okay, now next. What else you said? Demigod worship, I will put here. And this demigod worship, you know, what is that? Accepts there is some higher power. You know, that's little better, but again it's a cheating only. Because you are not taking them to the higher person. Pantheism, the demigod worship में आएगा? Okay, pantheism. The nature is only God. ठीक है. Shaktas will come in this. Nature is material nature. Maya Devi. Okay, ठीक है. Yeah. But this also has lot of philosophy. Joto mat toto pat. ये तो इसमें कहीं नहीं आ रहा है. तो सबसे फुलिश फिलॉसफी है. जो करना है सो करो ना, बेसिकली है ना. जो करो सब ठीक. Most bogus philosophies. I think even someone like Sadhguru and all that, they also come in the same category. It's like completely like. Today I'm speaking the name also because the intimate sangha hai. I don't. No. We don't speak any names in device. So please make sure that you don't speak any names like you spoke here Acharya Prashant and I spoke Sadhguru and anyone will speak many more names we can quote. Nowadays because YouTube itself, you know, I think YouTube filled with devotees भी आते हैं. मैं कह रहा हूँ YouTube, you know, accept Krishna consciousness. All different kinds of philosophies are there, you know, filled with so many deviations. Anyways, what deviations are there? All this on there. ठीक है. So the point is that YouTube में मान लीजिए कोई अमोघ लीला प्रो को देख ले तो devotee भी बन सकता है. Some people have taken up full Krishna consciousness and dedicated their lives also. पता है आपको? कुछ लोग अमोघ लीला प्रो के वीडियो देख कर वो डम्बल जाके आश्रम ज्वाइन कर लिए. अरे बाबा. So अमोघ लीला प्रो, because when a devotee speaks with purity, then it just touches the heart. That's a different thing. So hence YouTube can be useful also, but it is filled with lot of other things also. Anyways, we are not against YouTube. We are against these philosophies. Okay, we should utilize YouTube for hearing nice lectures. So many good lectures are there. All Radheshyam Prabhu's lectures are loaded in YouTube only. so you can utilize it all nicely. So the point is that if someone looks for spirituality, we find it's not easy. It's not easy that he will come to the right path. He will go into all these paths which ultimately will bring him back. है कि नहीं? घूम फिर के उधर ही आ जाएंगे, क्योंकि ये सब अल्टीमेटली चीटिंग है ना. What is Mayavad in essence? Mayavad in essence means you become God. That's it. Hiranyakashipu's philosophy. Right? This is what Mayavad philosophy. You become God only. You should become the Supreme. It is such a very, very dangerous philosophy. Right? It just kills the devotion to God.
Shastras also say that the one who is searching for the right path, Krishna also writes for the right direction.
So that's why we discussed in the beginning sincerity of the purpose. So if someone can maintain the sincerity of purpose, and that's how we have hope to preach, and that's where we have hope to also be guided rightly. Okay. So, but it's very difficult to maintain sincerity of purpose because of so many deviations. The best example of maintaining sincerity of purpose despite being all these things is Journey Home book. Anyone read Journey Home? How many? Very few. I request read it. It's a book you will rejoice also and you will learn also. That what is meaning of what you are saying. Now someone is clear about he is looking for the real truth only. Because Radhan Maharaj in that story you'll hear, it's a real story of autobiography. You'll hear that he was in West, he went through this and he went to all these people. All these different kinds of people, meeting with all of them. But because he maintained sincerity of purpose of finding the truth, he didn't got into any of them. He went to them, met them, but was not at all interested. And he kept searching till he found Srila Prabhupada. And then he finally surrendered. So that's why, but the point we have to understand that when we are going for preaching, first of all we need to understand that what we have received. That is step number one. What we have received is that somehow or other, by grace of Srila Prabhupada, we have been saved from all these kinds of drama in the material world going on in the name of religion, in the name of spirituality. Some spirituality are just in air spirituality, just they want to talk, spirituality. Nowadays there is a buzzword, spirituality. Be spiritual. Don't be religious, right? Don't be religious, be spiritual. This is a common theme. And actually we should also explain, to begin with, we should also explain that yes, we are spiritual. Because religious word nowadays means ritualistic. Okay, blind faith and ritualistic. So certainly we are not ritualistic blind faith people. Right? And we are spiritual people only. But then as they grow, we need to also slowly teach them that there is a reason behind the religion. Right? Like we practice everything, there is a reason. When they understand the reason, then they will do it. Then they will do everything. But if there is no reason given, then why we should do? And it's good. If they are asking questions, that's very good. They should ask. That's very good. That's a sign of spiritual life. So, hence looking for spirituality, this is a very good direction. There are people looking for spirituality and got disillusioned with the so-called religion. But what is the danger is that in the name of spirituality, so many things goes on. There's one full philosophy of spirituality, which is like whole geometry. So there is whole geometry. They just teach spirituality through geometry, through mathematics. Like so many things. You can enter into so many different kinds of spirituality. Yeah. Astrology, all that. None of this is spirituality. Astrology. It's all ultimately, they all take you to here only. You come back. जितना भी आप करते रहो वापस आ जाते हो. So we need to understand when we are, and also another thing which I have not written here. Within Krishna consciousness also. Within Krishna consciousness, if someone comes, still within that there are, subtle deviations, right? Like Ritvik, etc. And etc. There are so many people who may also preach, even Srila Prabhupada's philosophy, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy, but they are not properly connecting or whatever. They are doing so many different things. So hence, when we are preaching Krishna consciousness, Ritvik and Sahajism are two opposite. No? Ritvik is more about saying that it's not Sahajism in one sense. It is Sahajism in one sense also. Right? But better to keep it as a separate category. In one sense, it's Sahajism to say that I can reach Prabhupada without anyone. That's why you're saying it's Sahajism. Like that. Not accepting the immediate Guru. Like that. Ultimately not accepting Prabhupada also. No? Prabhupada, when he said that you should take initiation from me after I leave. There is no way. Prabhupada always talk about grand disciples and everything. So point is that this is another deviation altogether. So in that way we can find so many subtle deviation. I'm talking of after you come to Krishna consciousness. These are like completely away from bhakti. And then after you come to Krishna consciousness, also within that, even Prabhupada's moment, there can be so many other things. And that's why I was just feeling that what a fortune we have that somehow or the other we are associated with the devotees and with the seniors. So everyone should have some authority, some senior, by which you can understand that everyone is submissively following someone superior, right? And then you can understand there is an unbroken chain of Guru Shishya Parampara. Not that one person becomes a top and he is all in all finally. So there is always a chain of disciplic succession. So very rare. First of all, we have to understand in our life it's very rare to come to a place where we get pure Krishna consciousness. Second thing is that we have to understand the great fortune we have, to be able to take this message of Krishna consciousness, which is completely pure, undiluted, and freed from these things, rather, most of the time subtly and sometimes grossly refuting all these deviations, right? And what a fortune we have to do this, and simultaneously understand what a challenge we have as we will face the students who are into either here, most of the students here, right? Yes or no? Most of the students are here only, or they are here in the name of these things, that's all. Right? Because ultimately, some so-called happiness may begin. Because if you are not Krishna conscious, then you are in Maya only, different forms of Maya. And in the name of spirituality, so many varieties of Maya. Right? So many, we have not written here one more thing, very important. Devotion only, but to so-called God. Sai Baba, South India में थे Sai Baba. सत्य साई ऐसे आते थे बड़े बड़े बात, वो भी चले गए. दूसरे वो वाले साई, वो साई भी बोलते हैं सबका मालिक एक है, बट वो उन्होंने उनको ही बना दिया. These are big deviations like that. So devotion, they meant to lot of devotion to so-called God. They are not gods. Right? So many human beings have become God. Appa Bhagwan, Amma Bhagwan, ऐसा सुना है? हाँ आपने हाँ साउथ इंडिया अप्पा भगवान अम्मा भगवान
Dattatreya is also in this in movie also there Parashurama and Dattatreya both they show the same timeline.
So Dattatreya is surely an incarnation of Lord. There's no doubt about it. Okay, but he preaches a philosophy which is wrong philosophy. Okay, right? So he preaches a wrong philosophy. He comes just like Buddha. Buddha is incarnation of Lord to preach Shunyavad. Similarly, Dattatreya comes to preach, monism. Okay, everything is one. Once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the mood of Dattatreya and told the mother, everything is one, like that. This clay pot and this is one, everything is one, there's no difference. And then his mother refutes that philosophy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying that what is different between Sandesh and Sandesh was offered to him, Sandesh and this mud. I am eating mud. What is the difference between mud and both is transformation of mud only. And that we started speaking of philosophy. And he assumed the mode of Dattatreya. His mother said, see, the same mud becomes a pot. Right? In the pot you can carry water. But in this mud you can't carry water. And hence, although it is same, it's different. So Sachi Mata spoke Achintya Bheda Bheda philosophy. First, while Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a child. And when Nimai Pandit heard this philosophy, he said, Mother, why you never told me this before? This is so nice. Now I will do whatever you say. And then immediately Nimai Pandit comes back. Nimai child comes back. So he was doing a Man Lila. So the point is that Dattatreya is an incarnation of Lord, but his philosophy is deviant philosophy. Okay? Which should be defeated. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime, he defeats it. No problem. See, most of the people in this world are worshipping so many things, they have no idea what they are worshipping, why they are worshipping. Okay? So that's why we don't have to just go and debate and defeat all these things. We should learn the art from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We can see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated all these philosophies, but how he did it? He did it in a way that people took up Krishna consciousness. So hence you have to learn the art. So surely we don't have to say Dattatreya speaks Mayavad, so we don't accept. We have to say, Dattatreya is the incarnation of Lord. So let us study Bhagavad Gita. That's it. Because he is also incarnation of God. No? So what God says, let us study that. By studying this, you will be pleasing Dattatreya. Go ahead. If they have not studied Dattatreya philosophy, most of the people don't study any philosophy. Even if the study is like in Sanskrit, उनका कोई कुलगुरु आके वो संस्कृत में कुछ लोग पढ़ के चला जाता है उसके बाद उनको भी पता नहीं क्या पढ़ा, हमको भी पता नहीं क्या पढ़ा, आते कि हम डोनेशन दे दिया, हमारा काम खत्म, उनका काम खत्म, चलो अपने अपने घर से तो अपना काम करो. They don't know what's going on. Who puts his brain to understand these things nowadays? Okay. So that's why आप भी उसको उस तरह पे जाओ मत. You just tell, come to the essence. Worship Krishna. वो move है. Because someone says Buddha is incarnation of Krishna. Keshav Deta, Buddha Sharira. Let's study Bhagavad Gita. Krishna has spoken. Let's study that and move ahead. In that way we please satisfy Buddha also. Right?
What about Badrinath?
He is Krishna. Badrinarayan is Narayana. Badri Visham is Krishna only. Proper incarnation. All are proper incarnation. Purpose is different. So Narayana's purpose was to show tapasya in Satyuga. Satyuga, that's the process. He is still performing tapasya. Yes, Vyasdev is worshipping him. We chant this, na? Narayanam namaskritya. So when we say this Narayanam, Naram Chaiva Narottama, Nara Narayan, Rishi, Madri Visham, Madri Narayan. Same one. We begin Bhagavatam by chanting this because Vyasdev is sitting there in Adi Badri with Narayana. So he is offering first obeisances to Narayana Rishi. Okay, so Hare Krishna. So no questions now, time is over. So I humbly request all devotees to please be very, very, understand that what you are going for when you are going for device session, you know, you are going for such a powerful mission of saving a soul from Nana Mata Graha. ये मैंने इधर लिख दिया इसलिए आपको यार 6 सिस्टम्स को आप सुनेंगे तो कहेंगे पूजी समझ में नहीं आ रहा, तो इसलिए मैंने आपके भाषा में लिखा, आप ही ने बोला ये सब है ना ये समझ में आ रहा है ना. So Nana Mata Graha, you know, all these different kinds of crocodiles are standing there, and as a device preacher, your work is, you know, to cross over and help them to come to pure Krishna conscious, unalloyed, uninterrupted, pure devotional service to Krishna. You know, what Prahlad Maharaj was doing. So let us pray to Prahlad Maharaj. Let us, with that faith, sincerity, we can pray to him that the kind of intense devotion and sincerity and focus on pure devotional service, not getting deviated. You know, so many obstacles, so many people told him, hey, chhod do. His mother told him, you know, give up. His friends told him, है ना, होता है हमारे साथ देता है, पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं छोड़ दो भक्ति, दोस्त बोलते हैं छोड़ दो भक्ति, सब ने बोला. प्रहलाद महाराज वेरी रेलिवेंट, यू नो, फॉर आवर लाइफ, बट उसने छोड़ा नहीं. Continued going on and on, and ultimately by that he benefited everyone, you know, the whole world, and till date everyone is benefited. So we should know that when we go on this path of preaching pure devotional service in a way that people can accept, then we will be glorious in our lives. So let us understand the task at our hand, understand the mercy of Srila Prabhupada that we are able to cross. See, the very fact आप लोग यहाँ पर बैठ के समझ पा रहे हो ये डेविएशन है, ये बहुत बड़ा चीज़ है. कैसे हुआ ये? श्री चैतन्य प्रभु वंदे बालो अपि यत अनुग्रहात्. हम लोग भी बाल हैं, छोटे छोटे बच्चे ही हैं, हम लोग क्या समझ पाएंगे फिलॉसफी ये सब, है ना. लेकिन हम लोग ये सारी बड़ी बड़ी फिलॉसफी को आराम से क्रॉस कर चुके हैं चैतन्य महाप्रभु की कृपा से. वो चैतन्य महाप्रभु की कृपा प्रभुपाद के कृपा से हमारे जीवन में आ रही है. So we should understand what a great fortune we have received, and not only we have received it, we have received a fortune to distribute this. Haribo. So let us be very enthusiastic, and for that, not that you have to refute them grossly, but you have to understand that these all should be refuted by presenting pure Krishna consciousness. And for your information, device sessions does it. But just one last point I will make, because today is device 1. Although I thought of speaking on device 1 for long, but I am supposed to end the class 20 minutes before. I'm already late. Just I want to say, device 1, what it does. As soon as you understand you are not the body or the spirit soul, what you do? What you are doing in this session? I'm just trying to tell you something subtle. By giving this session, what you are doing? You are refuting this thoroughly. This is gone from the very root. Why?
You are not
I'm in the body. Wait a minute, what you are saying? I'm in the body. Can you imagine what a session is this? The session which today you are going to have. Such a session. It's just आपके पैर के नीचे जमीन खिसका दिया. ऐसा एक्चुअली सेशन है, भयंकर सेशन है. Because if you really understand you are not the body, you are the spirit soul, that means you want to say that whatever you did I have done is all nonsense. What are people in this world are doing all nonsense? The answer is yes. You are right. Actually you are doing this in today's session. Okay? Right? We don't speak it directly like this, then they will become fearful. But actually, if you explain that you are not the body of spirit soul, you are actually helping them to come to spirituality. Because then the question of spirituality becomes relevant. You understand? Spirituality becomes relevant when you understand. Because people say, अच्छा इससे पैसा कैसे मिलेगा? इससे ये कैसे मिलेगा? अरे पहले आप समझो आप बॉडी नहीं हो भाई. आपका नीड अलग है. People think spirituality, how it will benefit my material life. We have to understand that material life is not main thing. Spiritual life is the main thing. And material life follows spiritual life. Spiritual life पे focus करो, बाकी सब अपने आप align हो जाएगा, कोई tension नहीं है. Right? So that point, so that should go in deeply. You have to remember that today's session should help people understand you are not this body, you are not this material elements, you are not material existence, you are beyond this. Okay, and actually, truly speaking, you don't know, but I'm just telling you that truly speaking, this session also refutes directly all these things. So powerful. Every session and device is so powerful, it refutes so many philosophies into dust. So powerfully it does it. It takes Sahajiism is fully gone. Material life in the garb of spirituality is fully gone. Mayavad, it may take next session, one more session to be shift deleted. Mayavad may not completely go by this session. But this work is worship, this is fully gone. Shunyavad is partially gone. Partially, not 100%, but because they may also talk the same thing. Shunyavad also talk of material world is zero. Material world is nothing. Not useful. But partially it's gone, more next session it will take. Demigod worship is not gone. This will take more time. Nature worship is also gone. Jato mat jo karo, this is gone. So astrology, all this thing is also gone. So in that way we can understand that it's a very powerful session. So you may not do these things, what I showed you, but I'm just telling you that what is power of device. This is just device 1, what is device 2, what it does, device 3, what it does. How it systematically destroys all this matagraha. All these crocodiles are finished, and you help a person cross over this ocean of Siddhanta Sagara and take him back home, back to Godhead. Haribo! Device sessions ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, first year preaching ki jai, Nithai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. So please take prasad and run for the sessions. Please forgive me. Next Sunday onwards, let's have a shorter morning program. So one request to the group leaders, if group leaders can come.